Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making a clay face plushie. Here's a frog that I made recently. Okay, let's get started. You're going to start by selecting a stuffed animal. It doesn't matter if it's big or small, just pick one that you like, but not too much because you're going to have to cut its face off. But not yet. The second thing you're going to need is a cup of water. The next thing you're going to need is a flat bottom dish or plate. You can also use a rolling pin, but I prefer the plate. Now you're going to need something to draw on, whether it be an iPad or a sketchbook. Next you're going to need clay. Lots and lots of clay. No, I'm joking. You can use as much as you want. Just make sure you have the colors that you need. You'll need a sharp pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife, or both. You'll also be needing a glue gun. This one's kind of optional, but it really helps me out. Just a bowl that's kind of sturdy. This is another optional thing, Liquitex varnish. It can be any type of varnish to make it shiny. Also pom-poms, you don't need them, but they can make it look cute. More optional stuff like lace, I think this looks really cute on bears, and a ribbon. I love working with ribbon, I really think it adds a lot to the bears. Cookie cutters sometimes come in handy, and you're also going to need some thread and a needle, but that's optional. Time to pick out which plush we're going to use. Turns out they've been here all along. We're going to use this guy. Enjoy your face, little bear, while you still have it. Oh, I'm joking. Don't think about it like that. Think about it like a makeover. Clean the surface you're working out really good. And now you're going to get out whatever you're using to draw. I'm going to be using my iPad, and I'm using the app Procreate, but there are other free apps such as IBIS Paint X. I always start with a circle. Sometimes it's super helpful to have a theme, other times you just kind of go with whatever you're thinking. This was one of those times where I just kind of made it up as I went, and I got all my colors out. Again, you're going to want a circle, technically a sphere, but circles are how it's done. But before you roll out or smush the clay, you're going to want to put water on your surface, just so the clay doesn't stick to it. Sometimes I create a really nice circle and then ruin it because it sticks. This is where you're going to take your plate or your rolling pin and smush it down or roll it out into a circle. You'll see me also putting water on the plate so it doesn't stick to the plate. This creates a much smoother result. Be very careful when using a plate. Don't push on the edges, push on the middle, because you don't want the plate to break. Adding a little bit more water, and we've got our circle. As you can see, it's not perfect, but we're gonna fix that. You're gonna want to really make sure the clay doesn't stick to the surface while using this method. I just take the bowl and I put it in little circles. This helps you create that round shape. Look at that, much better. Oops, I didn't put in enough clay and it is too small for the face, so I'm gonna add a border. I'm rolling this out with my hands. You can use a rolling pin or you can use the plate. I'm actually really glad I added this border. I think it really helped the whole look come together. Here I am sticking it together and then using one of those clay tools to really put it together and smooth it out. I've always had trouble with smoothing out clay, but I think I did a pretty good job this time. And now we're ready to start adding the facial features. I'm smushing down more clay and then I'm taking my X-Acto knife to cut out little clouds for eyes. Please be very careful when using an X-Acto knife. They can be really, really sharp. The little clouds are kind of difficult to do. I have really shaky hands, but I kind of mold them afterwards into a better shape. Now I am making the mouth. I'm taking a little piece of clay and curling it up to make a smile. Going in with the plate again, and let's smush it, and we got our little smile. One more cloud, and we're good to go and put them on the face. I suggest putting them on lightly at first and then smushing them down, just because you want to make sure everything's in the right place. Now we're adding this pink color to make eyes, and I think this turned out really, really cute. The video's a little mixed up here, but I use this clay to make the mouth. We're adding the mouth on, and when you squish it on, it might create fingerprints, so you can always wipe those off using water. Water will smooth everything down. Lastly, I wanted to add the teeth. I didn't exactly like how it looked in the drawing on the real piece, so I changed it up a little bit. Your piece won't always look like your drawing, but that's okay. I'm using the X-Acto knife again to cut out little triangles for teeth. It really didn't work. I don't know, I was kind of being impatient with it, so I decided to mold them myself. Here I am putting them exactly where I want them. It looks really cute, like a little vampire. And it's done. You finished the face, and it looks really cute. Just a reminder, the face doesn't have to be a circle. It can be any shape, like a star or a cloud or anything. It's time to bake it, so let's set the oven to 270 degrees and put it in there for 15 minutes. If your piece is thicker, put it in for a little bit longer. Now I'm getting out some tin foil and putting it on the tray just to make sure nothing sticks. And we've got our little face, and in the oven it goes. While we wait for the face to cook and then cool off, because it can be really hot once you take it out of the oven, we're gonna make the bear's accessories. First, we gotta do it. So sorry, little bear. By the way, a little plug, I have an account called Scare Bears with 2 S's at the end. Yeah, I post videos and pictures of my bears, and they're really cute. I have one on TikTok and one on Instagram, and you should totally follow. Also subscribe, because I want to make videos like this all the time, because this was so fun to cut off the bear's face. Yeah, so we're almost done cutting its face off. We finally got it. That took a lot. And I'm going to take the face and I'm going to save it for another video. Boop! When you cut off the face, you're going to want to cut off as little as possible. I created a big hole, so I'm going to have to sew it up. This is where the needle and thread come in handy. When sewing the face together, I prefer to sew it in a star shape, just to get every little edge and bring them together. Again, you don't have to do this, only if the face hole is too big. You're going to want to leave a little bit of string so you can tuck it into the face to make sure it doesn't come apart. Alright, so we've got that all tucked in, and now we're going to work on the accessories. I'm going to take out a little bit of the stuffing so it doesn't really stick out. This plushie is in pretty rough shape, but here's where we're going to make it cute. Or scary, whatever you want to do. So I picked out some ribbon. You don't have to add this, but I think it looks really adorable. And some lace. And this guy is ready to come out of the oven. Once the face is all cooled off and safe to touch, you're going to want to take some Liquitex varnish and just put that on the bear's face. Again, this is optional. This makes the bear's face shiny. You might want to do that. You might like it just how it is. So yeah, just going to put some on there. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to make sure I get every little spot to make sure none of it is matte. I want it all to be shiny. I absolutely love how shiny faces look, but they can look really cute matte too. Here's the colors of ribbon I'll be using and the lace I'll be using. And now I'm going to show you how to make a bow. You might want to look up a tutorial if this is too difficult. So you're going to leave a little tail at the end and then you're going to wrap it around again, and then tuck it in between your fingers. Pull it, and then tuck it in again. Now you're going to want to tie a knot to make sure the bow stays in place. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to see. I got chubby fingers. I'm doing 2 knots, 1 on each side, just to make sure it stays extra well. I don't want it falling apart. And that's it. That's how I make my ribbons. Just finishing up that knot. Taking a little while. Yeah, and it's done. It's a cute little ribbon and I love it. It looks so cute. I just love how the lace looks. It's so pretty. For the next ribbon, since I'm creating a double ribbon with both colors, I'm going to be gluing it together. It's kind of simple once you're doing it. I can't really show you a tutorial just because that would be so slow, but now that I got the ribbon, I glue them together, and then I add a little bow in the middle just to add that extra color. Now I have all the colors I want on the bow, and it's super cute. I'm just going to trim the tails, and we're all set. This is where we're going to first use the hot glue. Hot glue can be really dangerous, so just be careful. Don't burn your fingers. I burned my fingers in this video, but, don't do what I do. even though this is a tutorial. I try to hold it on there nice and tight so it will stay forever. So I'm sorry I'm bringing this up now. It was probably bugging some of you, the little cuts on my hand. That is from my cat biting me. He's so sweet. You can tell how shaky my hands are. I just have super shaky hands, so I have to be really careful when using the hot glue. Just holding it on there for a little bit, and we're done. We've got the accessories on. I decided not to add pom-poms. I just thought it would be too much on this rainbow bear. Alright, it's time for the scary part, and also the part that everybody asked me about, how to attach the face. Time to bring out our bear's beautiful face, and now we're going to take the hot glue and do little circles on it and add a lot. You're going to want to add a lot so it stays on really well. As you can see, the face hole is still a little too big, so I'm just going to add some glue to that to stick it on. I'm going to hold it nice and tight so it doesn't come off. And look at that, you did it! We did it! We created a clay face bear and it's beautiful. I'm super happy with how this came out, and I hope you're happy with how yours came out. If you did end up making a plushie, please tag me so I can see it. My account again is scarebears with 2 S's at the end. I'll also have it linked in the description for you. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you had so much fun making your bear or just watching this, and I hope you have an awesome day or night. Alright, bye!